Alright, hello. Um, this will be my, I guess, third, well, realistically, because I gave that all-inclusive update week before last. So I guess it'll be, well, no, let's just call it my actual second Asvab video. And there really isn't much to talk about because all I've been doing really is studying the math portion like crazy because it's my worst subject. And I think that that's one thing that everybody needs to really think about is if you know that you're sucking really bad at a subject, then I would really probably suggest studying that worst subject first and getting as good at it as possible because, if it's one of the core um, ASVAB portions for your AFQT to see if you can even get into the military, like math, um, you need to probably work on that. And, honestly, it makes it so much easier when you actually work on the hardest subject first. Because if you have a lot of time, like I do, because I still have, like, a lot of weight to lose, um, which I have good news about in my other update. But, uh, you know, it's just, I find it easier to go from my worst subject to my best subject. Because if I already know a lot about my best subject, I'm just going to need a really light, refreshers thing for it. And, math is my worst subject, so that's what I've been studying. There's a few things that have been helping me. Usually it's a very tidy environment. As you can see, there's chaos behind me and next to me and all sorts of stuff. But it's because I'm spring cleaning. And also I'm kind of making preparation for hopefully, when I do lose the weight and everything and get the ball rolling, I hope it goes as fast as possible. So I'm trying to get rid of a lot of stuff to get the weight limit down. And I'll talk about that in the little army video that I'll probably be doing after this one. But you should have a really clean, non-chaos environment. Not like this, because this is just total chaos. But I'm looking through books and stuff that I need to get rid of to keep the weight down and also donate to my library because people need books. Another good study habit is if you know that you're kind of a night owl, right, and you're more awake at night than you are during the day, which some people are, you might want to study during nighttime, or at least in the evening before you go out and do whatever. Some people study better in the day, so try to find some time to study during the day. The point is that you should be making an allotted time to study. Myself, it's a little bit difficult because, like I said last week just totally messed up. Car had some problems. It was kind of a phantom thing. My husband's a mechanic and he couldn't even figure it out, and all it needed was an oil change. Oh wow. Anyway, but it depends. If I know that my mind is going to be somewhere else during the day, I can't study during the day. I'll have to study when it's quiet or when my daughter's in bed. What else is there? Oh, yeah. Something that I've noticed is that these books like to put things in ways that you can understand them, because that's supposed to help you, because maybe you had a teacher or something that was just, you kept going, what? Every 5 minutes when they explained something because you didn't get it and they just didn't give you the attention you needed, so you never got it. And then you're sitting there the rest of your life going, that's the worst subject ever because I don't get it. Well, the books that, like the book that I'm studying from, the McGraw-Hill, that's the one I'm still studying from. I like it because it puts things into ways that you can understand it, but at the same time, I've been keeping notes on a just regular notepad, and I think I have a lot of them too. See, there's the first page. It's just all overwritten. And the reason I'm doing it is so that I can put things into my own words. And I make sure that what I write down makes sense. So that way if I do a problem or something like with math, that it actually works out to where it's supposed to be. So I use the examples in the book, but I put it in my own words because it's just easier for me, helps it click, or snap, as the case may be. But, you know, definitely take notes. I mean, you're thinking, you know, well, I have the book. Well, you're not going to have the book when you take the actual Asvab. You can't. So if you're the type of person that if you put things in your own words, it actually helps you out more, then do it. You know, and then at the end of the week, study all your notes and stuff. Go take another practice test on, you know, military.com or wherever you're taking your practice test, but military.com is probably best for you. You know, if you're improving, then that shows that your study habits and everything are working. If you're not improving, in fact, if you're getting worse, then you might want to try a different study habit. You know, you can Google it, you know, study habits. And you might find something that you're like, you know, I never thought of that before, and sure enough, it works for you. Another good thing is that can't really think of another good one because, you know, I mean, what I do is might not even work for you guys. So I mean, I don't want to put too much out there about what, you know, what I do and what my study habits are because they might not work for you guys. And I would feel really bad if you guys took my advice, you know, or my opinion. I really don't like giving advice, but if you guys took my opinion and your ASVAB turns out crappy, you know, I'd feel really bad. So a lot of water helps. And, you know, little healthy snacks, you know, next to you that aren't going to go sour in like the next 5 seconds. You know, so that way you don't have to constantly getting up and down and up and down and up and down. Distractions are just terrible. So there's that. And, you know, if you want me to focus on studying more and other areas of the ASVAB so I can give you my opinions on those, I guess I could. But, you know, I won't know unless you comment or message me and tell me, you know, what you want me to focus on more. So, you know, just rate, subscribe, befriend, whatever you'd like to do, you know. I think that's all I've got for you guys today as far as the ASVAB is concerned. So, I hope your studying is going well, and I will see you next week, okay? Bye.